Welcome back, students. So we had been discussing about elimination of left recursion, and we had discussed that basically top-down parsers can never work with left recursive grammar, and hence we'll have to eliminate left recursion from the given grammar. So we had been discussing the algorithm for eliminating left recursion, and we have ended up discussing that if you have a left recursive rule such as A derives A alpha or beta, that can be converted to non-left recursive rule such that the same start symbol capital A will derive non-left recursive portion, that is beta. And what is remaining, what is your left side of the symbol? That is A. So dashed non-terminal will be added. So that is A dash. Now the same, what is this new non-terminal A dash? So that A dash derives, what is remaining here? Alpha, which is non-recursive. So alpha, again dash non-terminal A dash, and epsilon is going to appended in OR as the new rule. So these are non-left recursive rule. For these equivalent rule we have already discussed in the last lecture with one appropriate example. So today we are going to discuss few more examples. We'll start with the first example, that is actually type declaration grammar. What it says, D derives type T list semicolon. Observe, semicolon is also considered as a terminal. Everything that is written in small case is terminal. No, it's not terminal. Actually, T list is in small case, but that is non-terminal. Whatever you find here on left side of the production, they all are non-terminals. So D derives type T list semicolon. T list derives T list comma ID or ID. And type derives integer or float. So using this type declaration grammar, any kind of type declaration statement can be written which contains either integer or float as the data type. Okay. So what is our goal? Our goal is to identify left recursive rules and eliminate left recursion. So coming back over here, you can see D derives type T list. Do you have any kind of left recursion? If this rule had left recursion, D should have happened over here on immediate left side, but that is not the case. So the first rule has no left recursion. Coming to the second rule, T list derives T list comma ID or ID. So we can observe the T list, which happens to be as the start symbol of this production, happens here immediate left side. So this rule contains left recursion. Moving ahead, type derives integer or float. No recursion is over here. So the only rule that we have to handle is this. So again, what you have to do, you have to find out the pair such that one rule is left recursive, one rule is no recursive. So do we have such pair here? Yes. This rule is left recursive and this rule is no recursive. So if we rewrite them, it is something like T list derives T list comma ID or ID. Very good. So how we are going to eliminate left recursion? T list derives, what is non-recursive rule that you have to write first? That is ID. Then the dash non-terminal of this start symbol should be written. So T list dash will be added. As you have added a new non-terminal, the definition of that new non-terminal must be added. So T list dash derives, what is remaining in the production? This is remaining which is not left recursive. Remaining means in left recursive rule, which portion is actually not recursive, that is remaining, that is comma ID. So I will write here comma and then ID. What I am going to append after that? The same dash non-terminal, that is T list dash. And what is the next rule I will be appending? Epsilon. See, it's so simple. So these two rules you have to append instead of these two rules, non-left recursive. So if I have to write down the entire list as non-left recursive rules, then D derives type T list semicolon remains as it is. T list derives this new rule, ID space T list. Okay, we forgot something over here. Okay, no, that is the first rule. So ID T list dash and T list dash derives comma id t list dash or epsilon. Now this again as it is. So type derives integer or float. See, it's so simple. So this is your answer, non-left recursive rule. In exam there can be question like, for the given grammar write non-left recursive production rules. So for this question this is the answer. You just cannot write down this as answer because it is only eliminating left recursion out of this rule. You have to write down the entire grammar once again, where the left recursive rule has been replaced by the equivalent non-left recursive productions. Okay, so let us solve this example. Second example, we have to first of all identify where we have left recursion. So S derives small a, capital A, B. There is no left recursion. If we had left recursion here, then S would have been happening over here, which is not the case. So here we don't have any left recursion. The second rule says S derives AC or SD or epsilon. So we are supposed to eliminate left recursion over here. So what we have to do, see, this is the left recursive rule. So what you have to do, you have to find out the pair where you have a left recursive rule, that is S derives SD, and no recursive rule. So you have epsilon or AC. We won't ever choose on epsilon. So we are going, because it is empty string, so we are going to choose non-recursive rule as AC. So AC has been written over here. So this is our rule where we have one left recursive rule and one non-recursive rule. So how we are going to convert that? That can be converted as S derives. What is non-recursive rule? AC. So AC, and it is small c. I'm sorry, this is small c. So S derives AC and the dash non-terminal should be appended. So S dash, and S dash derives. What is remaining, which is non-left recursive? In the left recursive rule, small d. So small d, S dash or epsilon. So these three rules are the equivalent non-left recursive rules. So if I write all of them, then it is S derives small a, capital A, B as it is. And next is S derives, for this equivalent is going to be S derives capital A, small c, S dash derives small d, S dash or epsilon. And this epsilon is going to be as it is, as we have written over here. So, okay, that should be added here also, because see, S derives epsilon is also one of the rule that we cannot ignore. So here also it is going to have S derives epsilon, which is not as per the algorithm. It is because of this. It is because of this. Are you getting this? This has been used as a pair to eliminate left recursion. Epsilon as it is should be written here, because S derives epsilon is one of the rule. So this is how we have converted to non-left recursive rules. This is the answer. Moving ahead, the next grammar we are going to discuss, third grammar, is S derives small a, capital A, small c, capital B, small e. No left recursion is there, but here see, capital A derives capital A, small b or small b. Capital B derives small d. So where we are having left recursion, the left recursion is only over here. So only these rule need to be rewritten. So how we are going to rewrite that? First of all, we need to identify, do we have a pair like a left recursive rule and no recursive rule? Yes. So how we are going to eliminate? Write the left side non-terminal as it is. What is the non-left recursive rule? B. Add dash the non-terminal. So A dash has been added. Now what is A dash? So what is remaining out of the left recursive rule? That is small b. So small b, once again A dash is appended or epsilon is added. See, it's so simple. So this is non-left recursive of this pair. These three rules are created. And if we list the entire grammar as it is, the answer is going to be S derives small a, capital A, small c, capital B, small e. Capital A derives B, A dash derives B, A dash or epsilon, and capital B derives small d. So this is our answer. See, it's so simple if we have understood the steps very clearly. Moving ahead for this fourth example, if we see where we have left recursion, A derives small d or BBD and B derives BC or AC. Now see, here there is a twist. What is twist over here? We have indirect left recursion here. How we have indirect left recursion here? If you observe that A is deriving B and D and B derives BC or AC. So if you pick this up, and if it is replaced over here instead of B, then it is going to be A derives ACD. Are you getting this? So this is indirect left recursion that we have over here. So how to handle indirect left recursion? The only way for handling indirect left recursion is replacing the non-terminal. Either B should be replaced or A should be replaced. Then it can be handled. Suppose we are going to replace by A, that the occurrence of A is going to be replaced. So how we are going to rewrite the rule? The A will be vanished. B derives B small c, and instead of A I will write this same rule. So it is like D or capital B small d and then capital C. Okay, so which rules we are going to create over here? C is ended with here also, C is ended here also. So we are ultimately going to have B derives B small c, or this is small d. So small d capital C or capital B small d and again C along with it. Are you getting what we have done? This capital A has been replaced by these two rules. So the first rule is DC. The second rule is BDC. So this is the rule we are going to work. We don't have any rule with A now because A has been replaced. So this is the only pair of rule we have. So there are total 3 rules and there are 2 rules which have left recursion. To eliminate that left recursion, we have to make the pair. So the first pair is B derives BC or DC, that is left recursive, non-left recursive, and the second pair which we have is B derives BDC or DC. We can use the same non-left recursive rule with both rules, both left recursive rule. Okay, fine. Now if we eliminate in this rule, what is going to happen? B derives. What is remaining? Non-left recursive portion, DC, and what you have to append? The dash non-terminal, that is B dash. Very good. Now what is B dash? What is remaining here? That is small c. So small c again B dash or epsilon. If we pick up this pair, what is going to happen here? B derives. What is non-left recursive rule? Small dc. So small dc, what you have to append? The dash non-terminal, that is B dash. What is B dash? What is remaining over here which is non-left recursive? Small d capital C. So small d capital C and again B dash is going to be appended or epsilon. See, it's so simple. And if you write both of them together, how you are going to write the rule? See, observe, this is common because you have used the common non-left recursive rule. So that is going to be written only once. So it is like B derives small d capital C B dash. B dash derives the first portion, that is small c B dash. The second portion, that is small d capital C B dash, and what is remaining? Epsilon. So epsilon is going to be added. So this is your answer. Non-left recursive rules for this. You can observe over here A has been entirely eliminated. That is the need, because if you won't replace, in that case you are going to have indirect left recursion. Answer is wrong. The other way around, what you could have done is, instead of replacing this A, what you could have done is this B could have been replaced by this entire duo. Then it would have been BCD and ACD. In that case the rule would have been A derives D, or D is replaced by this, so it is BCD, or B is replaced by this, then it is ACD. So these three rules have been generated, and equivalent to this, you can eliminate left recursion out of this and rewrite the rule. So that is also going to be correct. Whether you do this way or this way, your answer is always going to be considered as right. Okay, I'm not going to solve this. Okay, quickly if we solve this, A derives B as it is, B, C, D. Okay, and A, C, D. So there is a single rule. If you pick up the second approach, this is the first approach, this is the second approach. Okay. If you pick up the second approach, then a single left recursive rule is there. So the rules that you have are this. So A derives A, C, D, and suppose I pick up or D as the non-left recursive rule, then elimination will be A derives D, A dash derives what is remaining, C, D, A dash or epsilon. Okay, so how you are going to generate the answer here? A derives D, A dash, and see, this is remaining. This we haven't used as non-left recursive rule. A derives small capital B, C, D also. So B, C, D, and then okay, and then you have A dash derives C, D, A dash or epsilon. Okay, so that is how we have converted to non-left recursive rule. What is disadvantage of picking up this approach? Why we should not be picking up this approach? If you use this approach, you end up having capital B over here in the rule, and you don't have any rule that defines what is capital B. So this is the bottleneck, and hence approach 2 should be avoided. In approach A, when you replace capital A over here, nowhere you have occurrence of E. In equivalent rule, no capital A has been occurring. So the entire rule we have contains only single non-terminal, that is capital B. So no ambiguity will be there. So this is the correct answer. You can observe this is the correct answer that we have generated. Yes, this one. Okay, so this is how we had been proceeding. If we move ahead with the next example quickly, then which one is the left recursive rule? Only this one. Okay, what is the number of this rule? Let us see fifth one, fifth example. So if I quickly write L derives L, B or B. So if you observe, there is no left recursion, only this has left recursion. If you eliminate that, it becomes what is non-recursive? B, L dash. L dash derives what is remaining? B. So B, L dash or epsilon. If you rewrite these rules, then the answer is going to be S derives L dot L or L, and L derives B, L dash derives B, L dash or epsilon, and B derives 0 or 1. So this is your answer. Yes, so it's so easy. See, it's so easy. Now coming back to example number 6. How many left recursive rules we have over here? The first one is this. Okay, the second one is this. Here you have no left recursion. So if you pick up the first one, that is L derives L, B or B, it is converted as what is non-left recursive? That is B, and dashed non-terminal. L dash derives what is remaining? Again B, L dash or epsilon. These two are not equivalent. Why? Because this is derivable from L and this is derivable from L dash. Left side non-terminal is different. Are you getting this? Yes, very good. So this is generated by this base rule. The next left recursive rules are B derives B, SUB. See, this is a terminal. SUB, like operator F or F. So if we convert them, then it is going to be B derives what is non-left recursive? F. So F B dash, and B dash derives what is remaining, which is non-left recursive? This much portion. So SUB in small and capital F, and then B dash is appended or epsilon. Simple. So if we rewrite the entire rule, the answer is going to be S derives L, L derives B L dash derives B L dash or epsilon. Coming over here, B derives F B dash derives SUB FB dash or epsilon, and finally F derives bracketed L or TEXT. Simple. TEXT is also considered as terminal over here. You can easily observe. So these are the all examples we have discussed for elimination of left recursion. After this, you should be very confident in solving eliminating left recursion. So what we are going to discuss in next lecture? We are going to discuss in next lecture how from non-left recursive grammar we can calculate first function, first and follow. These first and follow are not same as what we have done in NFA and drawing DFA. These are different. These are different. So we are using the function first, follow, and then we are going to create a parsing table. Parsing table. After creating parsing table, we are going to apply parsing algorithm using that parsing table, and we are going to check whether the statement is syntactically correct or not. So that is the sequence we are going to follow from the non-left recursive grammar. Non-left recursive grammar, we are going to apply first on it, we are going to apply follow on it. Calculated first and follow will be used for creating parsing table. Consuming that parsing table, we are going to apply an algorithm, that is parsing algorithm, and we'll check whether the given expression is syntactically as per this grammar correct or not. So that is what we are going to discuss in next lecture. So keep watching. Thank you. Have a good day. Stay happy and healthy.